Brooklyn, sitting in the bay window, watching every car that goes past, looking for Trevor, her husband, Sophie's father, to come home. Hours have passed from the time he got off work at 11 p.m. When Brooklyn was stepping out of the bay window. Trevor comes in after quickly sticking the key in the keyhole, turning the knob, and pushing the door open. Late night, hum? Um, 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 went out with a couple of friends. You couldn't call or text me? I left my phone at the office. Then Trevor's phone rings. I thought your phone was at the office. I stopped to pick it up on my way home. Brooklyn, I did not come home to get the third degree. I'm just wondering why I am sitting around waiting for you when you have a life while I am home waiting on you. This is where you are supposed to be. You should keep it down while Sophie is asleep. I took her over to my mother's because I want to talk with you about where we are. Can we talk about this in the morning? No, I want to talk about it now. He walks over to Brooklyn, trying to get her to hug him. She resists while he continues trying. Each time she refuses. Trevor got so upset. Then he raised his hand and slapped her, and Brooklyn fell to the floor as she held her face, positioning her body in the fetus position. She then turns over to get on her knees to crawl away. He grabs the bottom of her top from the back hem, pulling her toward him and hysterically beating her in her back and the back of her head. Brooklyn turns around, guarding her face with her arms, screaming, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" He continues as if he has lost it until Brooklyn starts bleeding from her face. When he snapped back, he stood up saying, "What did I do? Come here, Brooklyn. I'm sorry. How could I lose it like that? I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me?" Brooklyn, crying profusely while she lies on the floor screaming, "Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get away from me. How could you do this to me? I've been here for you when you had nothing." Trevor gets on his cell phone, calling back the person that called him before the altercation. "Hello? Hello? I need to talk to you." "Hey, about what? Can I stop by tonight?" "Yes, tonight. I cannot stay here." "What happened?" "Can I tell you face to face?" "No, I'm sorry. I'm in bed. It's late. Let's talk about this tomorrow." Brooklyn shouts, "Who are you talking to?" "Get out, get out, get out." Trevor tells the woman on the phone, "Let me talk with you tomorrow." He hit the button on his cell phone to end the call. "Brooklyn, I am so sorry to have lost it, but you were getting on my nerves, drilling me about what I had done. Sometimes I just need to get some air. This is why I get out sometimes. When I come home, I do not need you nagging me." Brooklyn looks at him, walking away with distress on her face into the bathroom to clean the blood from the broken skin in her face. She knew she didn't want Sophie seeing her this way, so she thought, "I'll call in the morning to see if my mom will keep Sophie for a couple of days." Brooklyn looks in the mirror, and more tears ran down her cheeks while thinking, "How could he do this to me? I deserve better than this. Why am I sticking around for more brutality? I'll call me an attorney in the morning if I don't leave now. It might get worse." She reaches out for a towel while turning on the water, checking the temperature to be sure it is not hot, but lukewarm. Trevor walks past the bathroom, looking in while walking toward the bedroom. "Would you ever forgive me? I am so sorry for what I've done. Please accept my apology. Brooklyn looked out at him while walking toward the door and shut it and locked it. She walks to the tub and starts running her bath water, filling the tub with Epsom salt and bubble bath from Avon. What have I done to deserve this? With anger in her voice, while tears rolling down her face like a waterfall. He better hope I don't kill him. He should sleep with one eye open tonight. Brooklyn, bath water filling in the tub while she stares in the mirror talking to herself. If he thinks that I'm going to tolerate this, he has another thing coming. As she steps in the tub, the bubbles move outward until she sits down. She sinks in the tub, leaving her head above the water. As she closes her eyes, her head goes from left to right, back and forth, sobbing. In the meantime, Trevor is in bed, snoring as if nothing happened. Brooklyn starts running plans through her mind of her next steps to take. She didn't know if this was going to be his behavior from now on. She never saw Trevor get so upset that he would put his hands on her. The only thing she ever wanted from him was to love her. He started going out with his friends more often than usual. She stayed in the bathroom for hours, releasing the water and adding more hot water because it felt so good. As she lied in the tub, staring at the ceiling, she became angrier to have allowed him to put his hands on her. She began asking herself questions. Why didn't I just go to bed and let him come into a quiet home? Why did I sit there waiting for him? Why can't I get my own life and do what I want to do? Then she decided to just quiet her spirit and to have good thoughts, because the more she thought about it, the angrier she became. Minutes after, Brooklyn hears a knock on the bathroom door. She stops thinking to listen. Brooklyn, baby, it's me. I'm trying to talk with you. I fell asleep and woke up thinking you would be in bed by now. Honey, open this door. No, Trevor, leave me alone. I am getting myself together. You hurt me really badly, and you better be lucky I did not call the police. The police, baby, I didn't mean it. What can I do to make it up to you? Right now, you can leave me alone and find you somewhere else to live. No, Brooklyn, no. I will do whatever I need to do to get us back on track. The love Brooklyn has for Trevor is deeper than one would understand. Their relationship goes back 15 years when they first met at a coffee shop. Brooklyn, standing at the register ordering a latte macchiato venti, while Trevor stood at the register staring into her eyes. When Brooklyn noticed, their eyes met while they stared at one another for about 2 minutes until a customer behind her said, "Come on already." "Is that all you need?" Trevor said. "Yes, that's all," slipping her his phone number while handing Brooklyn her change. What type of guy hands you his phone number? Brooklyn thinks while working at a coffee shop. Trevor, call me later. I do not think so. Brooklyn was playing hard to get. Weeks later, they were sitting down having burgers and homemade cut fries, drinking milkshakes at the ice cream shop. There was still at least one left in Greenville, Virginia. Trevor began describing how Brooklyn looks to him. Your hair, golden honey with a hint of red tone, high cheeks with a narrow nose, full lips and medium ears, just makes me want to chew you up while you are sitting across from me. You look better than this hamburger. They laughed for at least 3 minutes and a half. As Trevor was describing Brooklyn from her shoulder up, she was blushing so hard that a couple at the table 3 seats over started listening. There is one thing Trevor had that made women really like him, and that was his complimentary ways. He was smooth when it came to telling women how good they looked. Trevor also complimented women on the knowledge that they have. It has become really common for him to do it naturally. You are hilarious, Trevor. I can listen to you all day, but I really must get back. I know, I know. Can we talk later tonight? Maybe? I have a couple of papers due. Before I close my eyes, I'll give you a call before I fall off to sleep. Trevor in Brooklyn attends West Virginia Wesleyan College and Buckhannon, West Virginia. They both are studying theater arts because one day their dream of becoming a success in the theatrical arena will become a reality. Back to the present. Trevor has really done it now. He has destroyed what could have been a lifetime love because of his temper. If he only knew what was ahead of his journey of putting his hands on Brooklyn. There is something that Brooklyn is not. She is not a timid, scared, weak woman. She is bold, fearless, and powerful. Please, Brooklyn, what if I promised you that I would never do this again? Promises are made to be broken. You have no right putting your hands on me. Trevor decides to go back to bed because talking to Brooklyn at this time was never going to convince her that he would never do this again. Trevor has a lot of making up to do, so he better get some rest. Brooklyn could hear Trevor walking away from the bathroom door. She says, I just want to be left alone so that I can get my thoughts together on what I'm going to do next. Brooklyn has been in the bathroom for 3 hours now, and it is almost morning, time for Trevor to get up for work. Brooklyn starts work around 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. because she is able to do some of her work at home. This keeps her schedule somewhat open if she has to attend anything at Sophie's school. Trevor works as a professor, teaching students in performing arts, while Sophie teaches students singing lessons and how to play instruments. Brooklyn steps out of the tub, reaching for her towel to dry off. As she is drying off, she walks over to the mirror only to reflect for a moment about what happened. She knew that if she didn't move past it, that she would be stuck in this place of pain. So Brooklyn picked up her iPad after getting dressed to write. She went in the hall closet to get a comforter, pillow, and linen to sleep on the couch in the den. Once she had everything set comfortably, she started keying in on her iPad. Thanks for listening to the first episode of Purple Ivy. Stay tuned for 5 more shows.